What's going on, guys? Car review guys here. My name is AJ and we are with the 2023 Ford Maverick, and this one in particular is the XLT with the Tremor package, and we're going to go over what all that includes in this full review. The next video is going to be 5 things to love and the 5 things to improve. So without further ado, let's start with the exterior, then we'll go to the interior, and then we'll take it on a drive. Let's roll. Starting on the exterior, you're going to notice this particular color is avalanche gray, and it looks pretty good. It's almost like for the Corvette, it is like the ceramic, or the ceramic matrix rather. So with that said, it's basically a very, very light Nardo gray, and some lighting it can look white. Now, the Tremor package, there are several items you're going to be getting. Not only this pretty neat looking color, but you've got some different decals on here. You can see it on the hood. It looks neat, kind of fading. And then you're going to notice some orange accenting, which you have the XLT right there. You've got some decals along the bottom down there. And then where the valve stem is on each wheel, you're going to see the orange on there. And then up front, you're going to see the orange in the middle. Looks pretty good. And a blacked out Ford badge. And then down below, you're going to have some orange tow hooks. Now, along with the appearance package, which is a little bit extra on top of just the functional Tremor, the functional side of it is you're going to notice this is at an angle, so this front gets a little bit more clearance. Overall ride height is about an inch more than the standard Maverick, so it's going to, again, give you some more ground clearance for off-roading. And this comes with the advanced all-wheel drive. So we'll get into some of that, but it has all-wheel lock, and then you also have a rear diff lock on the interior. So this thing can be like a billy goat, and it can go pretty much anywhere you want it to. Now, on the XLT, while we're on the exterior, you're going to notice you do have the key lock there, or number lock, rather, sorry. And then plastic door handles, the black. I do like the color with them being not the paint match for once. It actually gives it some look. Up top, you're going to notice the different color of roof, which is part of the Tremor appearance package. The fuel door is on the driver's side. On the EcoBoost, you're looking at a 16.5 gallon tank. However, if you go to the hybrid, you're going to be looking at a 13.8 gallon fuel tank. This is a good segue to talk about underneath the hood. Now, we've just mentioned the 2 different options, which is a EcoBoost, which is what this one is in particular. And it is a 2-liter inline 4, pushing 250 horsepower, 277 pound-feet of torque, and EPA wise you are looking at 20 city and 24 highway. Now that is with the Tremor package, okay? Because if you were to get the same motor, however not get the Tremor package, you would be looking at honestly a good bit better for fuel economy. you are going to be at 22 city, 29 highway, and 25 combined average. So the Tremor, you do lose definitely some gas mileage. That is because of the tires, and you are going to be lifted an extra inch. So all of that drag and different stuff like that, it is going to be causing worse gas mileage. Kind of expected because it's just such a workhorse off-road. There are definitely some options to be had as far as gas mileage goes and with the motors. So that's something to consider whenever you are looking to purchase this vehicle. Now, as we continue on around to the back, again, continuing the theme, orange Tremor. And again, I just think it looks really good on this Avalanche Gray. It is a great combination color to go with it. Back here, you're gonna see it says Maverick in the tailgate there. And again, it's simple, it's clean. I have no issues with anything back here. The only thing that bothers me just ever so slightly, but there's not much you can do about it in this design, is the plate is off center. It's small, it's not a big deal, but it does kind of bother me with it being off center. I really like when plates are in the middle because I like everything symmetrical, but hey, that's just me. Checking out the bed of the vehicle, this one does have the options, obviously, for it to be sprayed in the bed liner. So you've got that, which obviously I highly recommend. You do have 4 tie down points at the top, and then you have 2 in the bed right there. So plenty of tie downs in this vehicle, and you can also see them on the side back here as well. So in total, you have 8 tie downs, which obviously no issues. I don't think you're going to need more than that in this bed. Speaking of the plate not being symmetrical, with the tow hitch being there, the one thing that is really good about this combination is if you're getting the all-wheel drive system with the EcoBoost, you were looking at a 4,000 pound capacity for towing. So that is, in my opinion, really good for a compact size truck. You guys know the drill. It's time to step inside. I'm 5'9". Let's see what it's like to get in. So honestly, pretty natural, no issues getting in here at all. My seat is right where I drive. Again, 5'9", and you're gonna notice I've got 3.5 inches of legroom up top. I mean, that's probably another 3.5 inches, somewhere in that region. So it's got really good room. The one thing the XLT has over the XL, from my understanding, is it does have the little drop down here armrest with 2 cup holders. And then in the middle, you're just gonna notice you have one outlet there, and then this is for different accessories. And the one thing you are not seeing here is there's no vents to the rear, which is interesting. I won't lie, I don't understand why at this price point. I mean, this one is a bit more expensive with the different options. We are in the $35,000 range for this particular truck, and I do think it should probably have some rear AC vents. I know it's a smaller cabin, so you're gonna have some comments in the video that are gonna say that. However, at this price point, there are other vehicles that I can think of that definitely do have rear AC vents, and this doesn't. So maybe that's something that's gonna make the improvement list on the next video. Underneath the rear seats, there is a little tab down here. If you simply pull it and lift up, you're going to notice some storage underneath there, which is a good amount of storage. However, some people are complaining that this is one solid piece and it doesn't split. So again, I don't see a huge deal out of that, but that is something people are talking about. You're probably going to notice it does have the nice floor mats in here, like the WeatherTech type of deals. And that comes with this Tremor package as well, and that is super nice, especially if you're going to be taking this vehicle off-road. Now, checking out the rear door panel before we get up front, you're going to see a similar design up there. This is actually a blue. This is like a gray black, and this is a light gray. So hopefully that'll turn up on camera. It depends on lighting as to what it kind of looks like. And this is all clear right here because you can fit a really big water bottle. Again, it's a great design. They've designed this truck really well. Before we step in, looking at the door panel up here, again, I told you it looks fairly similar. You've got blue, and this right here for your elbow is a soft touch, which is great. It's like a leather type of material. Up here you have 4 window switches. I love that they did the bezels. Again, that always feels nicer when they do little bezels. It just feels more premium, like they thought about it more. Little details matter. Again, big water bottle can fit. And now it's time we test getting in it. So, very natural. I have no issues getting in and out of this vehicle. The wheel is a manual telescopic wheel. Down here on the left, you're gonna notice you can just simply drop that down. If I push it all the way in and up, that is all the way in and up, all the way down and in, all the way down and out and up. So there's your range of motion. It does have a decent amount of motion. For some base vehicles, it just either 1, doesn't have it, or 2, it just doesn't move very much. So that's a good thing for this vehicle. On the left, you're probably going to notice there's no memory seating, and that is because this is a manual seat. You can adjust it basically to where the seat will go up like this and then down. So this basically creates this front angle where my legs are. It does sit up just slightly. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. On the XLT, you're gonna notice that you have the nice digital screen in the middle, and it does look nice and it's clean. I have no issues with that. On the left, you have your tach, and on the right, you have your speedometer. Looking out in front of you, obviously there's no heads-up display. I would not expect it at this price point. Up here behind the screen, you've got a little cubby. I don't know what you're gonna put there, maybe a wallet, phone, something, not sure. You have an 8-inch screen here. I've seen some people complain about this, but like, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a little lag, but I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that much, especially for this price point. It looks fairly clean. I like the edges. It looks clean. I like it. I have no issues with that. And you also still have some buttons. I do like still having buttons. Over here on the right, it is a little odd and precarious. You've got this little cubby. I have no idea what you're going to put there. Change, maybe? I don't know. Nonetheless, it's there. You have a single zone climate. You can simply just change your temperature up and down right here. Single zone. I do wish it was dual zone. You guys know that was probably coming for those that are not new to the channel. Over here on the left, we have some baby quail. I don't know if you can see those. For any of you that like animals, there you go. Coming back down over here, we've got 2 different USBs, including the USB-C, and I believe it's a USB-A. Now, unique to the Tremor is this right here. You can see you have the Tremor button, and if I select that, there are various different modes. You have normal, you have tow haul, slippery, mud rut, sand, and we're back to normal. And then the other thing you're going to notice is you've got a rear diff lock, and you've got the all-wheel drive / 4-wheel drive lock. So you've got those 2 different items. This is your traction control. You can turn it on and off. You're going to notice there. Back on it goes, back off and on. So that's your traction control. This button right here is for off-road cruise control. So you're going to notice that if I press it on, trail control enabled, use set button to set speed. So it basically, because off-road is not like pavement, so you're going to have wheels spinning, various different things, and that's basically going to help control to keep it a more steady, real cruise control speed. So that's pretty nice. I am not going to be taking this vehicle off-road. I don't know how that actually works, so I'm not going to leave any input on that and say that it works amazing, because I don't know, and you guys know I have to test it for myself in order to talk about it. So nonetheless, those are your buttons right there. You do have the turn dial, which doesn't surprise me. Ford has gone to that in, I would say, majority, if not all vehicles. 2 cup holders. I found this little thing for my garage door opener. Fits pretty well. Another little cubby here. And then this is black, and it is soft touch for your center console. Simply just pull the lever, looking down in there. It's kind of small, but it's deep. I mean, like, I can barely, it goes all the way to my elbow almost. So it is a deep center console. Now, checking out these seats, I think it looks really good. You guys have probably already seen that in the cinematic, but I love the design of the seats. The design looks amazing because it kind of breaks it up. This is really honestly like a gray. They call it black onyx is my understanding, but I'll be honest, that's gray because, I mean, you can see black right next to it. That's black. That really is more like a gray. It looks really good. I love that design. I love the orange stitching. It looks great. Now, where you're going to have people, you know, back and forth is the blue on the door panels and the blue down here. Now, it may look black, but this is black. This is blue. So you can see the difference there, but in certain lighting, it's really hard to tell. For me, I like it. I really do, but I think you're gonna see some different opinions on that. Checking out the glove box, we can pull it down here. Pretty good size glove box. Steering wheel, it is a hard plastic. I do wish this was like a pleather for the XLT at least and up, because for the XL, I understand. I mean, you're at like $22,000, $23,000. However, this one, with the way it's spec'd, we're at literally $34,000, $35,000, and you can actually see just a line from the molding. So you can kind of feel it ever so slightly. It's not bad. You got to really pay attention to feel it, but nonetheless, it is there, and it's hard plastic. So maybe we'll see an improvement on that coming up. I think that's pretty much covers the interior. I think it's time we get this thing out on the road. As we get this vehicle out on the road, let's talk about the 0 to 60 times in the different motors. So if you are looking at the EcoBoost, which is what this is with all-wheel drive, you're looking at around 6 seconds flat. If you're looking to get the hybrid, you're looking at about 7.8 seconds. And again, because this is all-wheel drive, you're going to pretty much repeat that time over and over and over. With the hybrid, if you're getting the front-wheel drive, you may not always get 7.8 depending on weather conditions, obviously. So this thing is pretty peppy. It feels a little sluggish off the line per se, but it hits its prime time after 3,000 RPM. So without further ado, let's give it a little test run here. Ready? And go. To the floor. And again, took just a second, but we're already at 30. That's 40, 50, 60. Not bad. I mean, it's got a little pep in its step. It's certainly, I'm happy with it. I really am, especially considering what this truck can do capability-wise with towing, still having space inside of it. You still have your truck bed. Like, I'm impressed. As far as comfort goes, the seats are pretty comfortable. The only complaint really that I would have per se is I wish you could adjust down the front lip, like right underneath where your knee sits, the backside of your knee, I guess. I wish that could tilt down just a little bit. Other than that, the cushions are good. I have no complaint other than that. So very nice, very comfortable. Checking blind spots over to the left, this pillar is a little bit fat compared to maybe some vehicles, so you got to make sure you pay attention there, but you can still see out of the rear window quite well. Checking over to our right, virtually no blind spot. However, if you have any issues, there is blind spot monitoring on this vehicle, so I don't think you're going to have any issues with blind spots. How is road noise? Road noise, I would assume this vehicle has slightly more than some just because of the specific tires on this Tremor. And I can hear the tires more than anything. Wind noise is actually very, very good. For basically a $25,000 vehicle starting price for the XLT, it's good. It's really good. I'm thoroughly impressed with how good the soundproofing is in this vehicle. Again, the only thing I can really hear is tire noise. And even the tire noise, it's not like it's bad. I mean, it's certainly manageable. It's just, you can hear it. As far as the motor, can't hardly hear the motor at all unless you're flooring it. If you're flooring it, yes, you can hear it. Nothing you're going to do about that, but how often are you going to be flooring it? Not that often, right? You're just going to be cruising along, and even at highway speeds, I don't hear it. It's pretty quiet, which is great for this vehicle. Great for any vehicle. Do the different drive modes change the driving? Yes, it most certainly does. In almost every aspect you can think of, pretty dramatic actually. You can feel the brakes on like the different off-road modes. because it's grabbing the different wheel to change the power and the torque and what the distribution is. There's even a screen in the middle that you can see where the power is going per each wheel, which is pretty neat to look at. And again, I have not tested that off-road. However, I know people that have. They say that it is really good. And there was some concern with this being a unibody truck. However, from every review that I've watched and from my contacts, they are very pleased with how good this vehicle is, even off-road. As far as the steering goes, it is very responsive. You touch it left, you touch it right, it's responsive. I mean, that's the nice thing. You get truck capabilities, not full-size truck capabilities, but still a truck capability. Yet, honestly, I feel like I'm driving a small SUV or maybe even a larger car. And for me, I really like that feeling. It's just me personally. I love sedans. I love cars. I mean, you guys know that you're not new to my channel. I love sports cars. I've owned a 2017 Acura NSX. I've owned 2 Audi R8s, including a gated manual. I've had a C7 Z06. I've had like 4 or 5 different Corvettes. I have a C8 now. I love the car feel. I just do. And to have truck capabilities with a car feel, I really like that in this truck. I think in summary, if you're looking for a truck that is not going to necessarily break the bank account, yet you can get a lot of uses out of it, it's still comfortable for 4 people. If you really went with the 5 that you could do in this, I'm not going to say it's going to be that comfortable because it's a little narrow back there, but nonetheless, with the 4 people, you are going to be comfortable. So, and again, you have 4,000 pound capability, your 0 to 60 is under 6 seconds. Your steering, everything is comfortable. Like even going over bumps, it's nice. It's not too rigid. It's just well balanced. So if you need even a business truck, you know, something to start with, maybe to start a small business and then work your way up, such a great vehicle. There's so many use cases for this vehicle, and I would highly recommend just go test drive one, especially compare it whether you do or don't want the Tremor. I don't think the Tremor is a necessity for probably 80% of use cases. I think that most people don't need that. They may want it because of the looks, but I don't think they're going to need it. So you judge your own case, but nonetheless, that's what I think this vehicle is good for. Again, I love the look of it. It's a great vehicle. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. If I don't know them, I'll reach out to my Ford rep. But if you guys liked it, please like. And if you guys like my style, be sure to subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.